Canada just dropped some massive bombs that may impact your study abroad plans. Yes, Canada has announced a cap on number of international students for the next 2 years.
Canada has announced a new cap or limit to their entry. Intake will be cut by almost 35%, and this is applicable for 2 years.
Is Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau afraid of immigration? Is his country unequipped, rather ill-equipped to handle foreign students?
There will be fewer international students across Canada after an announcement by immigration, refugees, and
international students like Vazwani pay roughly 5 times regular tuition rates, which has been critical for many Canadian schools facing budget shortfalls.
There will be a whopping 35% decrease in study permit approvals, which means only 360,000 study permits will be approved this year. And it has already been implemented from January 2024. But why exactly is Canada doing this? What are these announcements? How will they affect you? And what steps and solutions can you consider? Hi, my name is Saket, and in the first episode of Leap Insider, we talk and discuss if the Canadian dream is already over. Starting with the announcements quickly. 1. There is a cap, so only 360,000 approvals this year. 2. There will be provincial quotas, which means the cap has been assigned to each province based on its accommodation and housing capacity. 3. Institutional distribution, which provinces will distribute the allocated number of international student admissions among various institutions. 4. Student permit applications must now include an attestation letter from the Canadian province or territory. 5 provinces have time until March 31st, 2024 to establish a mechanism for issuing the required attestation document. 6 international students with permit to study at public-private institution models will no longer be eligible for postgraduate work permits. 7 open work permits will now only be available to spouses of international students enrolled in master's or doctoral programs. And also 8 cap will not apply to master's and PhD students. But now the question comes, why exactly is Canada doing this? So 1, it's the housing crisis. The situation is grim, and the number of international students coming to Canada are outpacing the number of homes the Canadian government is planning to help build. There are reports of severe housing shortages coming from all over the country. Rents are soaring, and so is the cost of living. Many students are finding it very difficult to find a decent place to live. Canada is facing a housing crisis due to 2 major reasons. 1 is the unplanned increase in immigration, and 2 is the skyrocketing rents because of Bank of Canada's decision to increase the prime lending rates. Those who bought properties during the low interest rates, which were brought down during the COVID-19 pandemic to encourage spending and prevent recession, are now forced to pay high monthly mortgages, ultimately putting the pressure on the renters. Most of the international students in Canada live on rental, and rents have gone phenomenally high, making it hard for students to survive on a low budget. Reason number 2 is the international student abuse, and by abuse I mean many institutions have been taking advantage of international students by operating under-resourced campuses, lacking support for students, and charging high tuition fee, all the while significantly increasing their intake of international students. Canada's Immigration Minister Mark Miller has said that degree granting institutions are giving fake degrees to students who hope to stay in Canada, and there could be hundreds of such schools operating in the country, and the number is exploded in the last couple of years. This situation takes advantage of international students, rendering them vulnerable to abuse and exploitation. The minister said this move will help reduce abuse international students face in Canada. So, we know the problem. We know the announcements, and we also know the reasons why it is happening, but what about solutions? Let me give you 4 of them. Solution number 1, opt for masters. Since the majority of students go for diplomas and the cap will apply in this case, and also in case you want to go with your spouse, they don't even get the open work permit. However, these conditions don't apply to masters. But what about students with 3-year UG degree? My recommendation is to get 1-year diploma here in India and then apply for masters. Canada has number of affordable master's degrees too, so tuition budgets can be managed. Solution number 2, look at the alternatives. Germany, for instance, or maybe Ireland or New Zealand. This will depend on the program you want to pursue and which country will have those skills in demand. Ireland, good for techies, analysts, pharmacists, New Zealand for tourism, hospitality, IT, dairy, agriculture, Germany for engineering, data sciences, computing, IT and automobiles. You choose whatever floats your boat. Solution number 3, apply early and really early for your intake. With the cap in place, it is expected that places may fill quicker and you will have to act fast if a diploma in Canada is your first choice. I have recommended this over and over again to my students that how important it is to apply early, and with the current situation, it is a golden advice. And solution 4, wait, shelf your plans and get some work experience in India before you jump the gun. This is valid for next 2 years and things may change. Also, work experience always adds up to your CV. So, is the Canadian dream over? Yes and no both. Yes, because for the next 2 years, things can be a little bit tricky, visas may take time and housing crisis will take some time to cool down. No, because Canada is still open to immigrants. It still has some of the best immigrant-friendly policies as compared to all the countries, and for many of us, Canada still remains a dream country to start a new life. What do you think of these developments? Are you one of those who are impacted? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.